That is a gorgeous face, my dear.
So Ina, can you tell me more about your background? I know you've been modeling for a number of years now. And how did it come about? How did it start? I mean, outside being tall and gorgeous, I'm sure, I suppose it's one of the requirements of being a model, right?
Not
so
at all.
how did it begin? Who influenced you, or can you walk us through with that?
In school, I was one of the tallest girls in the class and super skinny. People were wondering if I ever eat because I was that skinny, and I never felt anything about modeling. I was actually avoiding people. I was not confident at all. And just one day on the street, someone gave me a calling card, and she said, "Call me back." I couldn't call, and my friend at the time, she was like pushing me every time. Let's call her. I called. I was 15 at the time.
And where was this? Where are you from again?
I'm from Ukraine. Yes,
Okay,
so
not
it was
that I
in
know
Ukraine.
that, but
Sorry, yeah.
no.
So
okay.
it
For
was,
our televiewers.
It was winter. It was very cold. I was wearing a hat, and it's negative. It's not the best time to spot a model, but I guess the girl was visionary at least, because it's been 10 years since I'm modeling.
So what countries have you been when it comes to that profession?
I have been to just few, but I feel like it's not enough. And my advice.
Like what's few? Europe, maybe?
It was
US?
It was so Turkey was first, then it was India. I stayed in India for about 2 years.
Wow, really?
Then it was China and Philippines.
When it comes to your advice for young women like you, is modeling something that you would, convince them to, or at least suggest that it's something worthwhile getting into?
Oh, definitely. It's great because first of all, you learn a very new skill and you learn how to be confident about yourself.
Altogether, I really have to admit, you are one of the most beautiful women in the world. I mean, the Ukrainians,
thank you
I would have to admit. And I've seen quite a few in the past decades that I've been a fashion and glamour photographer.
In Philippines, it was very funny. Like first day when I arrived, it was coming from China, and I was so excited. Everyone told me that Philippines will be an amazing place, and I already had this idea that it's more of a vacation place than work, which is obviously true. And I was very excited in the plane. I couldn't sleep at all. I arrived. It was my first photo shoot 1 hour later. I just had time to drop off my things, have breakfast, and just go for the photo shoot. Yeah.
Can I ask? I know you have a bit of a romantic story. You have a choice to live in different parts of the world, and especially with your profession as a model. But you've been stuck here for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Can you at least tell us, about that background? How you finally found yourself staying here for 6 years? Has it been?
6.5.
Wow.
So, staying here and trying to live this place, it's very difficult because really you get so many friends, and for modeling also it's you get into new place all the time. Maybe sometimes, most of the time, you don't know people and all that, so you have to start new all over again. And here it becomes so cozy and comfortable that it becomes your just life.
Can you tell me what exactly about the Philippines that you both love the most?
Okay, when I say people believe, but when I say climate, also people don't believe. Because really, it's so hot.
I know, it's
so
humid.
I love people, I love climate. Oh, definitely the beaches to travel to, everything.
The top beaches
life,
in the world.
Yes, exactly. And the life is also easy. People don't really, they don't stress, about life. So it doesn't feel like, you go to work, then you come home, and that's the only time you start living.
Yeah.
Here it's like you live since the morning the time you wake up in the morning, then you come to work, you live again, you enjoy time, you go to home, you're still living, you're still enjoying. And I think in Europe it wasn't like that when I was home. It's like you work, that's a little bit of your time, and then your life starts out of work, because there's another set of friends and all that. So here I really appreciate that.
Wow, that's really awesome to hear, because being Filipino, certainly, you know, we're very welcoming too when it comes to foreigners,
Yes.
right?
Very
and,
hospitable.
and I know, like I said earlier, I have a lot of choices to travel and live anywhere, perhaps in the finest capitals of the world at that. But both of you chose to stay here.
Yes.
So you'll be one of the better ambassadors for the country to tell the whole world it's worthwhile living here, even for a chapter in your life.
Yeah, that's what I was planning before. I was really thinking that I would love my people, Ukrainian and Russian, to get a little bit, because you know, when you travel and when you, especially for modeling, in modeling you have to stay in different countries for at least 3 months of the contract. It's not really typical traveling, because you get to stay in the country, you get to work with locals, you get to see, experience life, lifestyle, traffic, living conditions, everything, food. It's not like when you're just traveling for like, hey, 1 week here, take pictures of yourself, I've been to this place. It's definitely not like that. And coming to Philippines, I feel like I became my best self ever. Well, there's still improvement to make, of course, it's always
Awesome.
always to grow. But
So nice to
I've
hear.
learned friendship here. I've learned how to be open, how to talk like this. Before, I couldn't talk like this at all.
With a stranger.
With a stranger, it's okay,
We're not
but
strangers anymore, though.
openly, and then like, you know, in elevator, everyone's like, hi, good morning, how are you today? And you'd be like, oh my God. But
And the same thing in Ukraine.
no, not at all. People don't really talk to each other. Like, they're so grumpy every time. Like, so I opened up here. I feel like, you know, being a flower and waiting for its place to bloom. And then that's how I feel about Philippines. Like, really, it brought me.
Can you tell us that story? How did you? Is it your mom and your sister that's living here?
Yes.
How did that? How did it end up like that?
One day they were asking me to come back, because it was already a year and a half since I haven't seen him and haven't been back to Ukraine. And I was like, guys, like, you come here to see me. I'm here with my boyfriend. This is my life now. Why don't you come to see this beautiful place?
Okay.
And they
so-
were like, oh, okay, why not? We
Vacation.
can do that.
For
Yes.
vacation.
So it
how
was,
long have they been here since then?
well, 4 years.
They got
And
stuck too.
Yeah,
just like
no,
you.
not stuck. Come on, we
Okay.
love it here. It's not stuck.
I didn't
We
mean it in a
choose-
negative way.
We choose to live here.
Yes,
yeah.
it's certainly
So-
a decision that you.
So yeah, so my sister, she also got a
Opted.
boyfriend here and got engaged with him. He's Scottish,
Right.
also not with Filipino. And I think we're just the only people I know who are foreigners in this country who ending up with foreigners and not with Filipinos. Not to offend anyone, but it's just surprising. You know, you're a foreigner, and actually when you go to the country, you feel like if you live there, you will end up with local. But that didn't happen to us. It's very surprising. Yeah. So see, it feels like, why would I go to Ukraine? There's still so many places to visit. Although I feel that the more I travel, the more I understand I don't know anything much about Ukraine. Like, I haven't traveled there much. So
Well-
one day I would visit everywhere. Maybe I will bring my boyfriend and kids, and then we will just travel around.
Well, certainly, he has to be part of your expedition
Yeah,
and your
it's in my plans.
life-changing adventures.
Definitely Ukraine will be
Yeah.
different that time.
Well, just in closing, I have to admit, you're not only. It was really fun, by the way, working with you. You're so professional. It was so
likewise.
easy. The harmony, I think,
Yeah.
was there.
Especially
And
when you see the photos.
especially when you saw the photos.
Yes, so
We
amazing.
don't normally do that. You were privileged, my dear. Well, I have to admit, you know, looking back, you're not just a gorgeous face, but you certainly are pretty cerebral too. And what you know, I think he's a very lucky chap. And outside all of that, being cerebral, intelligent, and having a good head on your shoulders, and being very beautiful, I think altogether, I could say that you also have a very good heart, which is extremely important at the end of the day.
Thank you.
So it
But
was certainly a pleasure and a privilege working with you and getting to know you.
likewise. And for my heart, I actually owe it to Philippines as well. It's not just about being born with good heart, you know, being born like have this ability to be a good person, but it's also people that you have around you that help it to develop more. So
Brought out the
Filip-
best of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think there's more to come. You're a very young person,
course.
so we'll be looking forward to that.
Thank you very much.
Again, thank you so much for giving me the privilege to get the chance to interview you, to
Thank
let our viewers know more about you.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you,
It's been
Ina.
my pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thank
So much for COVID. Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's so cool.
I know.